What up, Facebook fam? Thank you so much for joining me today. It's Friday, and as you can see, my house is in complete ruins. But what else is new, right? We are in the middle of a big housing project, and I keep on saying that we're doing this. So you're gonna see me with like all kinds of stuff hanging in the background. Maybe next time I shoot a video, there'll be some construction men. It's raining men. Just carrying me off in like a couch and just putting me somewhere else while they, I don't know, paint the walls or whatever. I got a coupon for my daughter for a foot massage. Foot. She writes English like a German. Anyways, you're looking at the thumbnail, so you're not here for any formal introductions. You're here for the conversation about why it is you are breaking up, divorcing, why y'all are not gonna last. And I wanted to do a reaction video on this popular divorce lawyer that is out talking about what are some of the things that keep a marriage together. Now, a quick disclaimer, I am not a marriage expert. I am an expert on my marriage with my husband, but I just want to let you know that there are a couple of things that I picked up along the way that I've helped other people to realize about making relationships work that I'd like to share with you based on what I've read and based on what I have heard and what I have advised people to do in their own relationships. Because let's face it, it is not easy in these streets to be alone, but it is also hard to be with someone. Number one, I think one of the first things that I realized is that you don't want to start too early, but you don't want to start too late, baby. My God. I think that I was super 100% way more set in my ways my second time around in marriage as I was in my first time around in marriage. I was open for everything, down for fun, down for a good time, just wanted to see where life takes you. But it can definitely take you down the wrong path if you and a person have not developed a strong foundation with each other, and if you guys don't have a sort of a sense of awareness of who it is you want to be and what path that you're going to take. So starting young will enable you the opportunity to figure those things out together, but but when you're trying to figure those things out together, sometimes you're a little bit too naive about what it is you really want. You haven't really known who you are. You don't know who you are yet, and you might stumble and fall, and that stumbling and falling is what ends up breaking up a lot of couples, because you're trying to figure things out, they're trying to figure things out, and sometimes the path just takes you in different directions. The second time around, I kind of knew a little bit more about who I was and what I wanted, and but I think I was a little bit more open and honest with myself about where my limitations are and the fact that I am just not perfect. One of the things that naivete does to a young person is makes them feel like they're poop don't stink. And you get to realize that you're flawed. And while you may hope to change a lot of things about yourself in your lifetime, the possibility of you being able to be completely perfect in your eyes and the eyes of your lover, it's just not going to happen. And you've got to come to terms with that. A lot of us don't come to terms with that, and that's the second biggest reason why I see a lot of people going sideways with one another, is because there's a very little space for grace. So the third thing that I want to say is extremely important for you and your partner to be a strong and compatible couple is to be able to have the same goals and foundational interests. I'm talking about the money, I'm talking about the religion, I'm talking about the politics. Okay? Yes, people be arguing in these streets when people are either two different polar opposites or two alike, just the same person. There's not enough spontaneity, or maybe there's just too much monotony. And those things don't always jive with each other. They can cause lots of problems. They can, people want variety, but they also don't want too much variety. Men want their peace, and so do women. Men want to spice things up, but they also want things to kind of remain the same. And once you start to recognize where the healthy balance is, and that you can grow and change together and leave space, of course, for each other to be able to complement each other the right way, you are going to be just fine. Other thing about having the same the same foundational interest, so that you're striving for the same goals, is to be able to understand what it is you're striving for together as a unit. I'm only speaking from what I have experienced in my own relationships, what older women have told me about their relationships, what counselors have told me about things that they see repeating themselves often in couples counseling. And this is some of the things that I decided that I would like to repeat back to you. Now, the number one reason, of course, besides money and religion and all those things that we have just discussed, which I think is one of the most true things, the number one reason, 100%, and you define it how you want, but I'm going to define it this way. Number one reason why most couples call it quits is because y'all are not friends. I know it might seem romantic, it might seem cheesy, it might seem all kinds of sort of twisted kind of ways, but think about it. If you are friends with someone, I mean, real, if you're a true friend, if you can be a true friend and you want to be able to give your best in a relationship with that person, this person is your ride and die. This is the person that you come to and share things with. This is the person that you share your deepest, darkest fears and secrets with. This is the person that you look to for advice and that compliments you and calls and can call you out on your BS. And you can joke and play with this person, tease and laugh, but you're not disrespectful. You're loving, you're kind, you're gracious, you're understanding. You want to be able to do things with this person and share as much of yourself in your free time with that person. That's a friend. And one of the things that I find a lot with these couples these days, not including myself, because me and my husband became friends over the period of time that we were spending time together. We have pretty much the same interests and all of the other stuff. But when it comes down to it, he can be himself around me and I can be myself around him. Now, all of that other stuff like the passion and the love and the romance and all of that other Christian Grey kind of stuff that y'all be trying to talk about, that stuff fades. That stuff goes away. We can hope and pray that there's always passion and love and romance, but sometimes you just got downtime where you just need a friend. And if you can't be friends with the person that you're in a relationship with, then you don't really have a solid foundational relationship to begin with. And I know this is very controversial because I know a lot of people say, especially older women, you can't tell your husband everything. And that's what your girlfriends are for. But hey, at the end of the day, you want to make sure that that person knows that you have their back and they have yours. And if you are not able to develop a kind of relationship where you feel like you got each other's back, then you don't have a friendship nor a solid foundation to begin with. And that is where the issues come into play. So, when you're friends, depending on the type of friend you are, you're able to be honest with that person, you're able to be loving with that person, you're able to call that person and check that person out on their stuff and be respectful and want to just be in their presence without having to actually be someone other than yourself. That's what foundational love is about. And it's a tricky one because I know that I've been talking to a lot of friends. Some of my friends are getting divorced. Some of my friends have not found that special someone yet. And so there's a lot of conversation with us right now about, was there something that I missed with someone that I was a friend with that I might have overridden because the other stuff was more important at that time? Ooh, ooh. It's gonna hurt, it's gonna sting, it's gonna burn. Because one of the things that I realized, hey, we don't usually fall in love with the people that is in front of us. We fall in love with our ideas of what we think a relationship is supposed to be. And either you fit that fantasy or you don't. And with ladies, if a guy is coming at you and he's nice, he's sweet, but he's not fitting that bill of whatever it is you think a relationship is supposed to look like, you're really missing out on an opportunity of what really builds a solid foundational relationship. And that is, I know, let's say it with me, the cheesy thing, friendship. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Next time I will be fabulous and gorgeous. Right now I am in the middle of class, school, and construction, and I just don't have time to be cute. So I hope that it's okay that I can be real and honest and friendly with you guys. Like, y'all are my friends too, and just be without makeup, not even a single earring. And please make sure to like and subscribe and comment on this video. Tell me what it is you think makes relationships end or last, because of course we got to put into consideration the fact that relationships have changed, man, because times have changed, but these principles that I just listed with you today always remain the same. Catch you next time. Stay safe and stay free, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.